Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Steve. Well, welcome to the little Woodshop, and what do we have for you? What we have for you is, last night in our shout out, we were mentioning about these 3 holes that we have in this cribbage tabletop that we're fabricating out of forage materials and just scrap stuff kicking around the back room. And we're going to make this and donate it to the wonderful young people of my community, so that they can auction it, sell it, whatever, to raise a couple bucks to help pay for their graduation. You know, I think it's a good thing to do, to try to help out your local community, whatever possible. So that's why we do it. All right, what I'm going to do before I start any of this repair, the first thing I'm going to do is, I told you every morning I initialize my machine. I initialize it to the starting corner. I zero my X and my Y. Your Z is trivial at this moment because you need to, you know, in my case, I still need to come down, touch top, zero my Z axis out that way. But strictly on the X and the Y, okay? I turn my laser crosshair on. I find the center of my material. My CNC controller has the function on the user interface to bring the laser in, and then I can laser X0, Y0, and pow. Then I come down, I touch the top of the material. I'm good there. Well, in this case, we're going to be using the laser crosshair to highlight the repairs. That means that I need to pull this out of where I have zeroed the origin for X and Y. So what I've done is, in the CNC controller, right now, there are 3 green boxes. There's X, there's Y, and there's Z. When they're green, green is where you end up setting them. You can set your home position anywhere on your table. In my case right now, my X is at 18.390, and my Y is 32.296. X marks the spot. We wrote it down. I am going to be pulling this router out of my dead material center. Now, I've told you I've done this before in the past, and it's come back to bite me. So whenever I need to move off my X and Y, where I've already run my track, my numbers, I've done my trilling tool path function, I've done my outer bevels, my inner bevels, the only thing left is going to be the center engraving. However, I want to write these coordinates down. And the way I find those is I go over to my tower, to my CNC controller on my monitor. I unclick those green boxes. The red ones are your actual measurements from the initialized starting point I had this morning, okay? Write them down, put them someplace safe, because we're going to basically re-zero our X and Y for these 3 holes. Excuse me, then I'm going to go back, I'll re-enter my X and Y coordinates, and then tonight I'll re-zero the machine back to where it was. That's it. And then in the morning, once the repairs have dried and the glue's dried, all we're going to do is sand everything flush, and then we're going to commence with running the engraving. That's pretty much it, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to bring the tripod in with the video camera, and we're going to zoom right in so you can actually see a repair getting done, okay? And I'll walk you through it, all right? So hang on, we will be right back. All right, everybody. Let's move in, and let's get ready to start this first repair. This is the first hole that we have right here, and you can probably see the laser crosshair on me a little bit. I'm going to basically eyeball the best I can. I'm going to use my straight edge. I'm going to eyeball the halfway points here. Now I know that I'm going a little bit bigger than what the hole is to accommodate the plug that we're going to put in. The plug that we're going to put in is roughly 950 thousandths in diameter, and the hole that we're looking at currently at its widest point is not even 3/4 of an inch. So this will work out pretty good. With our marks made as close to our centers as we can get, I'm going to bring the laser crosshair in, and I hope you guys, you ladies and gentlemen, can see this. There's about the middle of my line. There's about the middle. What's nice about the laser crosshair is that it does like a four-way, much like the optic on a rifle scope would, if you would, okay? All right, I'm pretty much about centered. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run over, and I'm going to laser X0, Y0. All right, I'm going to bring my Z-axis down. I've already touched top. We'll bring it down to a 1/2 inch. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to basically bust in a small, I'm going to start out at 900 thousandths. I can always grow it from there. That's what we're going to do. I'll do my work area, say 2 inches by 2 inches. We don't need to move the gantry at all. Where it drops is where it's going to mill out our pocket. Okay? So hang on. We'll be right back. Beautiful. And that is basically our repair. What we'll do is we'll bang that plug in there tonight with a little bit of glue and some filler. Let it dry, leave a little bit sticking up, and then we'll sand it flat in the morning. That's pretty much our repair, folks. I got 2 other spots to do, but I thought that would come in handy. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. All right, so we've now got our 3 holes in. We've got 1 plug in. One thing I want to emphasize, though, tell you, grab a little scrap piece of tissue paper, I don't care, paper towel, whatever. Plug the hole. Find a little something just to kind of push the paper down in. Reason being is this: we're gonna apply glue. I do not, and I repeat, do not want any glue going down on that beautiful brand spanking new spoiler board I just put in. There is a brand new spoiler board in this machine, ladies and gentlemen, and I plan on keeping it that way. Now, paper towel is going to act as a little dam in the hole. We put the glue on the plug. There's a nice little seat. We know that the material is 1.5, or it's at least 1 3/8, even though we've planed it and we've run the spoiler board bit over it. I only went in 500 thousandths. 950 thousandths is roughly what my dowel was. These are just little plugs. There's nothing pretty about them. They don't need to be. They need to glue and stay in place. That's what I need for them to do. Throw a little glue around them. Like I said, you don't have to go too nutty, but at the same point, you want this stuff to get down in there, and there we go. Alright, we're going to put it in. I'm going to give it a little rap with a hammer. Hopefully the camera don't jump. Alright, he's seated pretty flat. Alright, good morning everyone. Well, we're back. And lo and behold, our repairs dried last night. The plugs that we put in off of our little maple dowel that we made with a tension cutter, they've dried. They look really good. We've sanded them down this morning. We've got just the orbital with some 80 grit on it. No big deal. We've burnt these right down flush. I think they look really sharp. I'm really happy with them. Now, I did have a gentleman chime in last night when I posted our shout out, and he had mentioned, Steve, why don't you go off to the edge of the material, cut a hole out, and use that hole for your plug, and I'll basically make your own plug on the end of the material. This gentleman was absolutely correct. I could have done that. However, with this material, on each side I've got a strip of Douglas fir, and then in the middle I have white pine. I could have probably done a small little plug. The thing of it was, though, was I wasn't personally looking to completely cover the holes. I kind of just wanted to add to them. They do look like a bit of a human eye, a couple of them. So by using the little maple dowel, it really added some unique character to the piece. Plus it plugged the hole, doing what it was supposed to do. Now, this other gentleman, his way would have absolutely worked. The plugs would have lined up, I think, flawlessly. But again, I wasn't looking to hide them. I was just looking to kind of complement them. And now they do look like actual eyes in the wood. So it's kind of a neat little effect, I think. So we'll run with that. Now, what we're going to do, I told you yesterday, whenever I start my machine, we're going to initialize, or we already have initialized this morning. I've zeroed my X and Y at my starting point. I wrote down from my CNC controller where my center for this particular job was. So I will go back in, I will enter in my X and my Y coordinate. I will be right back to dead center. We're going to drop in our 60-degree V-bit, and then we're just going to take and mill out the center engraving, which I believe we are going to do the buck jumping over the log. And then we're going to drop the end mill back in, and we're going to do the cutout. That's pretty much it, folks. We'll sand it, we'll paint it, and we'll get it all pretty and ready to go on the frame so that we can get this out the door to these fine young folks in our community so that they can auction this piece off and make themselves a little bit of money for their high school graduation. Okay? Well, I hope this repair helped you, ladies and gentlemen. And if ever there's any questions, please feel free to give us a shout. Steve at Little Woodshop, or hook up with us through the social media platforms. Okay? All right, everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy your week. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Sunday for the Sunday evening blog. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.